Hello everybody, this is Gail with Sounding Off. With this being my first serious full-length video for my channel here, I wanted to discuss the elephant in the room. And that is talking about the news. Unfortunately, the news is something that has went downhill over the years. We have cable networks that want to say that they're telling us the news, and they're not. We have a bunch of YouTube channels that want to tell us the news, and they're not. There are also YouTube channels that are strictly influencer. There are channels that want to express their political agendas, their personal opinions, and they're not telling us the news. There are some YouTube channels that are actually not wanting to be considered journalists and want to be commentators, but are doing a better job of telling us the news than the paid professionals on CNN and Fox News and other various networks out there. So I wanted to explain that this is a commentary channel. Okay, just like all the rest of them out there, I am one of the newest members of the commentary community. Politically, I am a independent, moderate person, which means that I see good and bad on both sides of the fence. And it sucks. It really does, because there are liberals that see some of my points of view and they're going to call me a conservative. And there's going to be conservatives that are going to see points of my view and they are going to say that I'm just a stinking liberal. And back and forth. I will have people disagree with me on both sides of the fence. And that's fine, because then I'm hearing both sides actually, and I can actually learn something. And we're going to get into that later on. So, I do not consider CNN, CNBC, and Fox News to be news networks. They are influencer platforms, and that's it. We have seen so many articles from all these channels where they're only telling you one side of the story. They are going to tell you how great, in this example, the liberals are in immigration law. And then they're going to tell you the evils of the Republicans in immigration law. Okay, that's one side of the story. They're honoring one side and demonizing the other. They are not telling you both sides of the story. And so they are influencers only, because they are trying to influence you, your point of view, so that you will line up with their agendas. All right. Now, an influencer is not a journalist, and this is why I think the news has deteriorated, because we don't have great people like Walter Cronkite and gosh, I can't think of his name, Edward R. Murrow, who was a great reporter. And so, what is a journalist? A journalist keeps their personal views out of the presentation and tell all sides of the presentation. So, let's say that they're talking about tax reform. Well, they're going to tell you about, a journalist is going to tell you how the liberals view tax reform and how the Republicans are viewing tax reform. They are going to look at it from the liberal standpoint and the conservative standpoint. And they are going to give you both sides of the story so that you yourself can make a well-educated decision, a good judgment on whatever topic they are talking about. And that is important. Now, I'm not saying that journalists can't give you their opinion, But I believe that they should tell you that this is an editorial, that this is their side of the story on whatever topic. Ideally speaking, I believe that a journalist should tell you both sides of the story. You know, they want to tell you about what happened with the liberals, what happened with the Republicans, and then they can tell you their side of the topic. So, you know, that way everything is expressed and not everything is viewed as the facts or alternative facts. And I think that's important. One of the other things that's severely lacking in the news anymore is ethics and consistency. We have so many sides that are wanting to tell you alternative facts. Okay, facts are facts. There's no alternative. It's either correct or it's not correct. And so when they want to tell you that there's alternative facts, they're trying to tell you that this is their opinion. An alternate fact is only an opinion. It holds no validity. Okay? And so if you are going to base your whole personal political views on alternative facts, you are basically a conspiracy theorist, and your viewpoints have very little validity. Now, what's also been going on in society is the echo chamber, and this is something that I absolutely hate. The echo chamber is the concept that you only surround yourself with people that agree with you 100%. And this will also go into loyalty tests, and I'll explain that as well. People are getting more and more closed-minded. Their circle of friends are getting smaller and smaller because they are only going to accept people that agree with them 100%. I could have 100 points of view on the political agendas for the United States right now. And I could agree with somebody 99 out of that 100. And because there is one part of my views that disagrees with them, I am demonized. I am attacked. I am considered confused and all that. And it's wrong. Okay? And we have to get past this, because that is one of the things that's leading us into the second dark age of man, and that is our closed-mindedness. I should be able to disagree with somebody, anybody, about any topic and remain civil and express my point of view and let them express their point of view. And maybe we'll convince the other that, you know, hey, how about my way? I think it'd be a little bit better. But we demand that they agree with us on everything. And that's wrong. It is literally wrong, because how do we learn unless we don't listen to different points of view? Like I was saying, recently I had gotten into an online argument, and that was a waste of time, with a person that was listening to my concerns on a Senate race in my area. And I said the deal breaker for me was that none was an absolute against all abortions, and I am pro-choice. But I cannot agree with him on that, but some other aspects of his platform I do agree with. Well, because I was voicing an agreement with some of Nunn's platform, I must agree with all of them. And so this closed-minded liberal was then attacking me because of my viewpoints on abortion. And I was telling him, would you please reread my statement? I said that I support abortion rights, that I am pro-choice. No, because I agreed with none on some of his economic issues, I must support him completely. There is a very dangerous mental aspect when we must go party lines. It means that you are refusing to think for yourself. I have voted as an independent for the last 12 years. Okay? I have not voted for a single Republican in the last 12 years. But because I listen to their points of view, I am in so many liberal eyes supporting them. Because since I'm giving them a platform, then I support them. And that is so close-minded. Unfortunately, I have to use that word again. And so this goes into the loyalty tests. And this is, again, you can agree with somebody on 99 out of 100 points, but because of that one, you are ostracized. You are kicked out. I'm sorry, you can't be a part of this group because you agree with our opponent on this topic. And this is bad because there are times where even the, quote, bad guy, unquote, is right on something. But because people are doing these party lines and don't dare to think outside of the party lines, they are going to voice against something that they agree with because they don't want to cross the party lines and be ostracized. And so on this channel, I am going to be expressing points of view that everybody at some point is going to disagree with me about. And I think that'd be a good thing because that will promote communications, conversations. We will be exchanging information and possibly making the world a better place. If you can't handle that, you're not going to be able to handle this channel. I am not out to make people angry. I am not out to cause conspiracy, to cause hate. I am out to educate and to learn. If you think you're always right, you will not learn anything. I make mistakes. Sometimes I make a poor judgment, but I'm going to keep my eyes and my ears open and learn from the situation. Sometimes the Republicans are right, and sometimes the liberals are right, and sometimes the independent is right. So I will have an open mind. I am going to try to be a journalist. I am going to try to give an unbiased representation of information to help the people around me. So if you like what I've said, please subscribe to the channel. And everybody, please take care. Be at peace.